How you doing, guys? I just wanted to share something very quickly because there's a lot of craziness going on in our world. There's a lot of craziness going on and a lot of uncertainty in the future for a lot of people. If you know me, we talk about our own personal pursuit of happiness, how it is that we can create our own personal economy. Because there's a lot of things that happen out there that we have no control over. There's a lot of things that happen from presidents and countries and, even our bosses and managers and bosses of our companies that we have absolutely no control over. It's one thing to be uncertain about our future because of these external factors, but how do we end up creating the life that we want? How do we end up actually, figuring out why we're here on this planet, figuring out what our purpose is, and actually diving into it and making it happen? How do we find those things that we find so much joy in and happiness in, and we do them for the rest of our lives, and we do them so well, we get paid to do them? The main thing that I found with a lot of people being in a state of uncertainty, being uncertain about their future, uncertain about their purpose, uncertain as far as why they're here on this planet, even being nervous about their kids' future. It has to go so much deeper than the surface level. It has to go so much deeper. And one of the things that I will let you know is that depending on what you focus on, where your attention goes, your energy flows. And what happens is a lot of times we focus on those things that we can't control, and then we get stressed out. And we have, a lot of these, we get depressed, we get sad, we get angry. Sometimes we lash out and we get angry because that's the only way we can control a situation. I mean, think about it. If I have someone that's not agreeing with me, or I can't connect with them, or they just, the only way I can get them to really understand or attempt to understand is to get mad at them or, yell at them or even get into a fight with them, hoping that's going to knock some sense into them. But it doesn't work. When the economy shifted in 2008 with the whole debacle when it came to the real estate market, did people make money when the real estate market went down? Did people still do well, go to fancy restaurants? Did people pay massive amounts for their kids' college funds? They did. Now, how about when the economy went up? After that and before that, did people do well? Yes, they did. Well, when the economy went up, did people do bad? Did people do poorly? Were there people that had trouble paying for their electricity bills? Were there people that had their cell phones cut off? Yeah, that was true too. So it doesn't matter what the outside economy does, because there's still going to be people that do well and people that don't. So I want you to really understand that in creating the life that you want, it is a lot about perception of your reality first. Because if you only think that bad things are going to happen, then bad things are going to happen. Remember, where your attention goes, your energy flows. If you only think that bad things are going to happen, bad things are going to happen. Because what happens is we're going to, by default, have an attitude that's going to be pessimistic. We're going to have an attitude that's going to be negative, because we don't have a negative outcome in our mind about something. Now, I want you to know that this is not just one of those positive thinking rants about, if you think about everything being positive, then it's going to be great. Because let's keep it real. If you walk into your kitchen right now and you go in there and you're like, okay, the kitchen's clean, the kitchen's clean, the kitchen's clean, kitchen's clean. The kitchen's not going to be clean when you open your eyes. You actually have to put in some work. It is what it is. You got to put in some work. And so in understanding that, when we dive into this, it does start with how we think about it, because you have to have a positive mindset knowing that if you walk into the kitchen, you have the ability to clean it up. So first step, you have to take the action of stepping into the situation. So you have to walk into the kitchen first. And then the second step is you have to know that you have the ability to affect change. The decision to go into the kitchen is first, and then the knowledge that you have the ability to affect change is second. See, a lot of times we don't take action unless we first and foremost know that we have the ability to affect change. We've got to know how we're going to do it before we take action. But see, your decision to do something doesn't revolve around the how it's going to be done. When you think about the Wright brothers and them creating a plane, them creating something to fly in, they didn't know for a fact that they knew how to create one, that they knew how it was going to work for them, but they made the decision to do it well before the how came. And someone that I admire that has changed the face of this planet as far as I'm concerned is a person by the name of Maya Angelou. And one of the things that she said that I always say yes to a good thing. And then I figure out the how later. I love that quote because that is how she literally has done so many things and broken so many barriers. I mean, if she focused on how she was going to do something, she would never do it. She even said that because some of those things were scary. Some of those things were just way outside of her comfort zone. I mean, not just to think that she's never done it, but no one of her gender has ever done it or no one of her ethnicity has ever done it. And now she's done it. And the beautiful thing is you have the ability to do some amazing things too. But you have to first make the decision. You have to make the decision that you're going to have an amazing life or a positive life or an exceptional life or an amazing love relationship or an amazing, financial state. You have to understand that you can make that decision before you see the route on how to do it. It's like you making a decision that you're going to go to Miami, Florida without actually putting in your GPS and knowing what streets to turn on to. I'm in California. I have no idea what streets I need to turn on to get to Miami, Florida. But guess what? If I only focus on that and I say, you know what? Man, there's too many streets. I'm never going to figure it out. I don't know it ahead of time, so it's probably going to be too much gas. It's probably going to cost me too much, so I'm not even going to go. So I've talked myself out of it before I even tried. And we do that a lot, not just within our lives as far as business and the things that we want to create for ourselves, but we also do that a lot when it comes to our circumstances and situations to create something better in small steps. See, the GPS is going to tell you step-by-step directions when you get there. It's not going to tell you the entire route. It's not going to say, turn here, 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 get on this, get on this, get on this. No, you have to get to this street and then it'll tell you the next route to take. Get on that street, then it'll tell you the next route to take. And that's the same thing for your route in life. A lot of amazing people understand that. And when I connect with those people that have done exceptionally well, that have separated themselves from a lot of people when it comes to their level of success, their level of achievement, that's one of the things that they all do. They make the decision, they put the plan in place, they act on it. And that's what I want you to know. I want you to all know that you have that ability. Make the decision because you have the ability within you. You were born great. You were born with all the substance that it takes to create an amazing life for yourself. What about people that are born without being able to speak? People that are born without being able to hear? People that are born without being able to see and still do amazing things. I guarantee you, you can find an example. So I'm telling you right now, you listening to this right now, you might not have any of those disabilities. You might not have any of those disabilities. You might even be in a situation where you have more than one pair of shoes in your closet. There are a lot of people on this planet that don't. You might be in a situation where you have a toilet that you can flush versus a hole in the ground. There are a lot of people that don't have that. And so you have not just everything that you need to create the most amazing life for yourself. If you really think about it, you have more than enough. See, it's never about resources. It's always about being resourceful. See, a lot of times people say, well, I don't have the money. I don't have the time. I don't have the skill. It's not about any of those things. I don't have the connections. It's not about any of those things. It's about being resourceful with what you have. And so I'm telling you, because I've seen it, not just in the lives of the people around me, as far as the people that I've connected with to learn from, because I had to learn it for myself, but also in my own life. Because this is, even with the people I work with, we have created some amazing relationships because think about it. Think about how happy they are. And how much they want to be my friend for the rest of our lives, and how strong our relationships are, because when we powerfully impact each other's lives, that's a bond that's thicker than blood. That's a bond that's not going anywhere. And so I want to create this bond with you. It doesn't matter if you're watching this right now, the day that I record it, or you're watching this 10 years from now. I want to create a bond with you. Something deeper than actually just a surface level Facebook click, or YouTube like, or Instagram, or whatever's, however you're finding this. I found there's only two types of people that connect with me. Usually people that are just sick and tired of being sick and tired. They're just on that level. Or they're on a whole nother level of achievement. They've done some amazing things in life and they want to go to another level. Usually people that are in the middle, they're content. They're okay. I usually don't hear from them. Maybe a hi, or you're doing really well. They're excited. They support me, lift me up. But the people that I usually hear from are usually on the ends of that spectrum. And so I don't know where you fall. But I do know this. Whatever area you fall in, I want to create and connect deeper with you, because we truly are stronger together than we are separately. In society, sometimes we go more in that direction of very surface level relationships. Not wanting someone to get too close, not wanting someone to see too deep, because if they get too close, they might hurt me. If they connect with me too much, they might disappoint me. And so I want you to understand that I'm okay with being disappointed. I've got some thick skin. And we can create some amazing things together if we connect on a deeper level. And so, since we are stronger together than we are separately, we can impact the world together more than we can separately. Let's walk down that hall to success together.